Yo, so today I'll be going over Luffy's gear multipliers. I will be only going over gear 2 and gear 4 bouncemen. I won't be going over tankmen, snakemen, or gear 3 because they're really hard to quantify without making a lot of assumptions. So I'll be going over just gear 2 and gear 4 bouncemen. Let's start with gear 2. Gear 2 is introduced in the arc Enies Lobby, where there's also this measurement system called Dorky. Dorky is a measurement system of the Rokushiki techniques that the CP9 members use. A basic explanation of how Dorky works is a normal armed soldier has a Dorky of 10. And the CP9 members have Dorkies of from 600 to 4000. That means that someone with a 600 Dorky is 60 times stronger than someone with a 10 Dorky. So therefore, for example, Khalifa with a 620 Dorky, if I'm correct, is 62 times stronger than the average soldier. Well, let's kill Luffy off of this Dorky measurement. We know that Luffy in base is actually relative to slightly weaker than Bluno. Bluno has an 820 Dorky. And we actually know that Luffy in gear 2 skills relative to base Lucci. He even skills relative to hybrid Lucci, who's even stronger than base Lucci. However, it's pretty unquantifiable how much stronger he really is. So if we do the math, 4000 divided by 820 is about 4.8 times stronger and faster for gear 2 from base. Now I'll be going over the biggest counter argument to the gear 2 multiplier. The biggest counter argument used against the gear 2 multiplier is the versus battle wiki page, where it says that multipliers need to come from direct statements and can't be logically argued from something else because that would cause inconsistency. I'll read what the versus battle wiki says specifically. Multipliers come from direct statements instead of being reasoned from something else. That means, for example, that if a verse has power levels or statistics, the doubling of a statistic or power level should not be concluded to correspond to the power of a character doubling, unless it's clearly specified to work that way. In a Dorky measurement, it is actually specified to be that way because it's the entire measurement is basically based off of the fact how many times stronger are you compared to a normal foot soldier. So therefore, someone with an 800 Dorky is 80 times stronger than someone with a 10 Dorky, and someone with a 100 Dorky is 10 times stronger than someone with a 10 Dorky, and someone with a 200 Dorky is 2 times stronger than someone with 100 Dorky. That's the entire basis of the power system. Therefore, in the VSBW regulations, the multiplier for Gear 2 is actually viable. So now that we've established that the Gear 5 multiplier is 4.8 times, and some people like to round it up to 5 because there is a lot of factors like the hybrid Lucci multiplier, which isn't really quantifiable, so a lot of people like to just round it up to 5 times, and I also like to use 5 times because it makes calculating easier, but the most accurate currently should be 4.8 times, so I'll be rolling with that for most of my videos in the future. But now let's get into the Gear 4 Bounceman multiplier. This one is a lot easier and a lot more direct, and it isn't going to take as much time as reasoning for the Gear 2 multiplier. So in this scan right here, when Luffy first uses Gear 4 against Doflamingo states he's hardening his skin with armament haki and using the tensile force to raise his power several times beyond its limit. The definition of several is more than 2 but not many. This makes Gear 4 Bounceman at least 3 times above Gear 2 and Gear 3. We know that this is specifically referring to Gear 2 and 3 because Doflamingo previously fought Gear 2 and Gear 3, I'm pretty sure. And he is saying that he is 3 times beyond his previous limit, so that would be the limits of Gear 2 and Gear 3. And this is of course a viable multiplier. Even if you use the VSBW, it's a direct statement and the statement is reliable. So in conclusion, we have Gear 2, which is a 4.8 times to 5 times multiplier, and we have Gear 4 Bounceman, which is a 3 times multiplier at least from Gear 2 and Gear 3. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching and making it to the end. This was a shorter video this time because there isn't really that much to explain. It just showed the scans and explain why the multipliers are the multipliers. So yeah, if you liked, make sure to like the video. If you have any questions, do leave them down in the comments below. If you have suggestions of videos you want me to make in the future, do leave them in the comments below as well. And if you want to see more of me in the future, definitely do subscribe. It helps a lot. And I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.